Hi, welcome to another one of my videos. This one's a little different to my last video. I'm just going to show off something I've been working on. It's not a first aid box, although it says quite clearly first aid in the kind of UK style that we have here. But this is actually, I've just repurposed the case because it's a nice strong case. It's a fairly good size. It's about 12 inches by 10 by about 3.5, 4 thick, something like that. And these are being thrown away at work, and I decided that was rather a waste. So I thought I would repurpose this one into they're generically known as a solar generator. I don't like that term. I'd rather call it a power accumulator, because if you haven't got it plugged into solar, there's no solar in the solar generator. So for me, it's just a power accumulator. This one is basically made up with bits and pieces of stuff I had lying around. I did buy in the USB thing, the output. I think it's about 2.1 amps. Yeah, 2.1 amps times 2 on there. And I bought in these sockets, which are incredibly good value at less than £1 each with chipping. And LEDs I had, and this little power switch I did buy in. I don't like it, it's a bit cheap and nasty, but it was, I think, $2 for 10 or something, so it's going to be. But inside, let's do the outside first. On the top here I've got a coulometer, which I've not installed. If installed, well, I've not wired up yet. I may not even use this one. This is a bit high tech for the power source that's in this one. I've also got a pair of gold plated banana plugs. These are for the solar inputs. So red this side, positive this side, negative this side. It's designed to make connecting solar panels easy. You can either take banana plugs straight in or just trap the wires underneath in the through holes. So it's fairly simple to do. It's just made it easy for me, really. On the inside, it's pretty simple, really. I've got nothing high-tech inside, really. I've got obviously the back side of the plugs. This one's not wired up yet. These are just piggybacked. I've got a 10 amp fuse in the fuse holder that's here, which, to be honest, for the use that this is going to be used for, is more than enough. It's not a high current device at all. On the inside, there's the shunt for the coulometer, there's the wiring for the coulometer, and I've just got two 7 amp hour sealed lead acid batteries, 12 volts of course, both in parallel. So I think these tested around 6.5 amp hours when I tested them last, so they're not fully up to capacity, but they're more than adequate for the job that this is designed for. I charge it via one of my PWM5 charge controllers, or one of my redesign of Julian Eylett's PWM5 charge controllers. It's flashing away quite happily. Let's just see what voltage it's doing. It's 12, but about 0.5, so it's about 12.5 volts. So I know this was used last night and it's not been on charge since, but it's still pretty well charged up. The back of the coulometer is through here, in this section here. So I may not use that. These terminals don't provide power, they're only charge inputs. These two here, there's no power output from these. I've got a Schottky diode in route, so even if these were to get shorted, it wouldn't be a problem. And so, like I say, I've just got them paralleled up. There's a 10 amp fuse in the fuse holder, and it's rated for 10 amps. That's about all it'll realistically do. The batteries are capable of producing more than 10 amps, obviously, but they've got such a small capacity, probably only 140 watt hours or something like that. It's kind of pointless having anything more than 10 amp hours drawing out of it anyway. So there we go. That's a small power accumulator that I just have been using just for camping really. I have a light, an LED light that I plug into it. Actually, here it is. This is the LED light I use. This one is actually a mains 240 volt light that I've actually repurposed down to 12 volts. Which if anyone's interested in that, I'll do that in another video, how I repurpose that. But it's quite smart. It does, it's remote control. It comes in, it illuminates in a variety of colours. It can do white, blue, green, red, and then kind of like the colours of the rainbow in between. It also does a really annoying flashing thing, or a slow fade from colours. It's basically a generic LED light. But this particular one does lend itself to be repurposed for use on 12 volts. So if you are interested, leave a comment and I will do a little video on how I repurpose this to run at 12 volts. Thanks for watching.